Overall, right now we've got 39 kids on the team. Numbers are decent. We're hanging in there. It's been a tough 2 days, but overall we're staying healthy. A little beat up. First scrimmage is Saturday. We play Portsmouth this Saturday at 10 o'clock, and Cold Grove is Friday evening next week. But overall, kids are buying into it. I'm real happy where we're at. Offensively, I think we're going to have some size out front. We can put a pretty big lineup out there offensively on the line for what we choose to, depending on what we do offensively and defensively. But we got some size, we got some depth on the offensive line, defensive line. And in the backfield, we got good little balance to me. You got some speed with your halfbacks. We got a couple of scout backs that can run. And then you got some size with Swiker boy fullback, and he'll run up in there pretty tough. And then also Trevor White's big and athletic. So far, to me, the key is just staying healthy, like with every other little school, smaller schools. Starting lineup you feel pretty good about, but you don't know until you get in games. Obviously it's based on the competition and how well we execute the play. But overall, I think we're putting the puzzle, pieces together, the puzzle, and so far so good. And then defensively, kind of the same boat. We got some depth there, up front. And got some size up front, and linebackers ends, you got some athletic ability. I think our ends are going to be pretty good. Should be at defensive end. Aaron Stevens, very athletic, as long as Trevor White. They're kind of the same size with some speed and athleticism. And then, the linebacker core, we're trying to figure that out right now, but we've got 4 or 5 of them that I think are going to be capable. And then the secondary, we got some talented kids up there that can run and are athletic overall. So, overall perspective of the team so far, it's been very positive. The kids are buying into it. I know there's a lot of change, and that's why all you guys are here for the most part. But, they bought into it. We got our hands on them back in the winter, starting in February. They committed to us back then. We've been with them every day ever since the winter. Our conditioning program's been great, off-season program. And then, through the summer, they had good workouts and just committed to the program. So it was just finally nice to get out on the field and get past, all the work that you need to do before that. And it's just nice to get my hands on them coaching, as well as my other coaches who are doing a great job. And just the work ethic's been there, the commitment, the discipline, all the little things that you need to be successful have been there so far. It's early, but we just got to keep that going. I'm just optimistic for the season will start. Scrimmages and see where we're at. We'll find out more Saturday. Get an idea once you stop beating up on each other and get a little competition.
You and I talked a couple months ago about how excited you were to start this job. Now that you've got the first half of the last couple weeks been?
Exciting. Still, really is where I'm at. You always have a little butterflies and everything because the situation you're getting into. We're all on the West Coast leagues. It's just time, to where we have to come together and just keep the tradition going. It's really just that simple. It's not about changing everything or doing anything different. It's just, work hard and keep your nose down and then just work hard and try to keep this tradition going. And the kids have bought into that. Like I said, what always made me feel better about the situation was in the off season. From day 1 in February, this group stayed together. We've got 20 seniors. And they've done a great job being leaders for the team as well and committing to the program. So it wasn't, it wasn't a situation where you're just jumping into it from day 1, worrying about, how's this going to work. Well, it started back, in the off season, and they've been here. They've been with me and the other coaches there on a daily basis. So the preparation's there. So now that you are here, that gives me more confidence where I know that they're prepared as best they can. Now, if we're good enough, that's what we're playing.
You guys have 9 games this season scheduled. It's one of the disadvantages of being independent. Talk about going in and trying to make sure you guys can go out and keep that focus for the 9 games. And that 10th week is that bye week. How tough is it going to be for you guys to make sure you guys have those 9 games so that way you're not thinking, okay, we can back ourselves into the playoffs?
Right. Well, 9 games, we've done that before. It's not ideal. You always want to see it without a doubt. But we've had 9 games in the past several times, just from scheduling difficulties, those situations. But but it does put more pressure on you because you don't have that extra game to maybe get you in the playoffs. Now, the system it doesn't necessarily hurt you because you get a 9 divisor when you're doing a computer point system, but ultimately, we tried our best the whole time to get one, and it just didn't work out. But we're going to find out whether we're any good at it or not pretty quick. I do think we always play a tough schedule, and I think this year's no different. Where you just have to get your wins in, and you're going to be fine for the playoffs. But that 9th game, yeah, it's not ideal, but it's nothing that you shouldn't be able to overcome. And there's really nothing to do. You just work and try to get the schedule. If it doesn't work out, then you just move on. So, but to go into the schedule, early on, we start off with Williamsburg. That's always a tough one. It's going to be down there, new stadium. I'm sure it's going to be a great atmosphere, and that's going to be a big test for us. We're going to find out what we're made of in the first game. And then, if you go through the whole schedule here, you've got Wheelersburg, the opener, obviously, like I said, big rival. That'll be a tough one. Over at Russell the next week, another rivalry, been playing forever. Coach Ivan has been there forever, but they'll be tough, and I think they're going to be better this year than they were last year, and they gave us some trouble last year. And Gallia will be our first home game down here. Again, I think that's going to be another tough game for us, just because Gallia, they had us on the ropes to the last play of the game last year. So that one will be another one. And then Ashland, 4th game. And that's always another local tough one, and they've been handling us pretty good the last few years. So schedule-wise there with Ashland, so that's always going to be a big game. And then Portsmouth, that's really the big rivalry, if you had to call one. Really, we've been playing for, almost 100 years almost. It's been a bunch. I think it's the second longest rivalry in Ohio, that sort of thing. So that's a big one. And then the next 3 are interesting to me. The first 5 are all the local, always a tough, kind of each other, they know you type of tough games, physical games. And then in the middle of the schedule there, you got Johnson Central, who we've never played before, but they're, about them, where they're good year in, year out, tough physical team. So when we go down there for the first time, so to be honest, we don't really know what we're getting into, but we know it's going to be a dogfight down there because they're going to be a tough bunch to deal with, being a big physical team. And then after that, you got the 2 Columbus schools, and there's probably some of the, if not 2 of the best ones, but 2 of the better Columbus schools are going to be out there. Watterson traditionally is a powerhouse in Division III in the state of Ohio, and they're coming down here for us, so that's going to be another tough one. And then Hartley, the last few years, has been one of the top teams in Division IV, state champs, those sort of things. So, and they've got a lot coming back. We've been playing them the last few years, and those have been good games. But they're going to be loaded again. A lot of talent, a lot of Division I athletes, and scholarships supposedly are offered. So that's a 3-game stretch there that's really going to test us, and that's tough in the middle of the season. But we got our work cut out for us, and then at the end there we go to Oak Hill. And we haven't played Oak Hill in a while, but I'm sure they'll be ready for us. So we have a whole lot about them. But overall, you look at that 9-game schedule. And we never do usually, but there's no breathers. But if we're going to be any good, there's nothing new to us. So that's what I'm trying to get across to these kids, is where we pick up some Wattersons and Hartleys and these teams, big name and good schools, but we've always done that, and that's what we're going to continue to do. We just have to step up and play week in, week out, and just be ready for the tough type of games. And then along with that, one of the things does worry is just the health. Being healthy is really going to be key with this team, because like I said, starting lineup, some days you feel pretty good about them, where you're optimistic, to say the least, but staying healthy is going to be a real key, and that's tough because you got a tough schedule, and that's where you got to balance it out and nurse them and just keep them as healthy as you can and not lose their edge. It's a balance in the action.
After the games and practice and 2 days, how ready are you guys to get somebody else?
Yeah, we're getting to that point. This is the 2nd week of 2 days, and everybody's just you get to the point where they can see each other. So it'll be nice Saturday. Just have some different competition, and hopefully your intensity. You know, you kind of start going through the motion, but your intensity will step up at that point for your scrimmage. It's more game-like and it's somebody different. So hopefully your intensity level goes up, you play a little harder and faster, just from not the daily grind of 2 days that you do go. So it'll be nice to get Saturday. We're excited about that.
What's the change that you're going to be from last year as far as offensive and defensive schemes and percentage of run pass for you guys? What's on that?
Well, percentage-wise, I don't want to get into that because I don't think we know for sure about that. But the answer to that is we're not overhauling the system. The system is in place and it's been good for us for a long time, so we're not looking to overhaul it. We may add a few things here and there, but overall the systems will be the same, offensive or defensive. Just new changes here and there along with it.
Who do you think some of your? Go ahead.
You're talking about health. One guy that's been sleeping.
Yeah.
He's back out. So how's he working in practice, and what do you do to try to not throw him out there immediately?
Well, yeah, Deion's cleared. He's doing great. He worked all off season to get back where he was. For those who don't know, he's been had some bad injuries in the past. Freshman year, blew his knee out. Sophomore year, he hurt his shoulder. Was out for a while, and then last year he broke his collarbone. And then last year during basketball, he blew his other knee out, the good one. So he's blew both knees out. But he's a fighter. He is. He wants this because he's a talented kid, and he always was. But he's worked really, really hard with our training staff and our trainers, and he's done really well. So he's been cleared from the beginning of 2 days to do anything. Cleared for contact and everything. But we're just milking him along here. Like I told him, there's no rush. He looks good. We're not ready for contact yet until he's 100% ready. Which he probably could be today. But we're going to ease along, and I feel good about it. Starting off with him in the off season when he blew his knee out, which was November, I believe, something in the winter. I didn't think there would be a chance, but he's really dedicated himself and he just wants to play. So I'm optimistic. Sooner or later we're going to see him out there playing and dribbling, maybe in a big way.
Who do you think some of your key players will be on the offensive line?
Line-wise, I'd say Adam Webb and Nick Culberson would be the 2 that jump out at me most right now. They got good size. Adam's real big. He's 6'6", 315, and Nick's about 6'4", 265 in that range. But those 2 are big kids, tall kids, and work hard, doing real well. And then we got some Hunter Carmen, probably be your next one. He's another 300-pounder, but he's not as tall, but he has good feet for a big kid. And then we got some Jacob Friend, Mo Phillips, battling at the center position. Both good size, pretty good athletes. And then backside tackle right now with Sherman, Guy, and they're both capable. They're both pretty good size. Sherman's another 300-pounder. Guy's probably good 260, 265. But so that, and then we got some more that I haven't mentioned. But you got a couple more there with some depth as well. But the 2 that stand out would be Webb and Culberson. But that's the decision we'll make. But we can be big up front if we choose to play on the offensive side. Where you've got several 300-pound kids, and the ones that aren't are above 250. So size-wise, we do have that. Now it's just being able to get off the ball and stay on people and everything. And I feel like they should.